For me, I think I watch for several things. I watch for homophobic language, and by that I don't mean like missteps in terms of just not knowing quite the right word, but phrases like, oh, we just don't talk about that here, or, gay people are dangerous, the gays. That's probably a one that tells me it's not really the right place or the right time. I am very careful when people mention that they are religious. It's wonderful that more and more communities are becoming open to gay people, especially in the Lafayette area. There are a lot of churches that are very welcoming. But if someone mentions that they're religious, or particularly if they use certain terms like I got saved, I'm a creationist, those are things that will make me a little bit more hesitant about coming out. And that probably is a little bit of a stereotype. I'm very sure there are probably somewhere creationists out there who are also welcoming of gay people, I really hope. I get really concerned when there are all kinds of derogatory remarks about people of various identities. Given just the social history of the United States, in terms of thinking about institutional racism, institutional homophobia, institutional sexism, I feel like it's fairly likely that if someone is expressing something that is racist or is sexist, that there's a pretty high probability that coming out as a lesbian woman is probably not a good idea. I would like them to respond in two ways. First, I would like them to indicate that that's okay, that they're not going to be like, oh my goodness, you are scary, go away. I want them to kind of, especially if they are in any kind of a leadership position, it's very important just very briefly to say, that's great, you're welcome here, thank you for telling me, all of those kinds of things. Doesn't need to be a long drawn out explanation, just a reassurance of whatever that identity is, it's okay. The second thing that really is important is not to think that they have to explain a bunch of things, or that they have to have this tell me everything they think they know about being a lesbian, or fill in whatever identity it is, but to be open to me telling them maybe what I need or what my concerns are. That would be especially important, I think, if someone were sharing an identity of something like disability or veteran status, maybe more so than sexual orientation. But also then I want them to be able to ask questions, and I want them to have the vocabulary to be able to ask those questions, which is kind of another reason that I'm participating in this project, is I want to make sure the more of us with more hidden identities or diverse identities who are talking about ourselves and talking about our experiences, the more common the language and the vernacular that we use becomes to the general public. And then that process of coming out and revealing becomes much less scary, because it's more unlikely that someone will say, derogatory term, or will ask a really inappropriate question in response to someone sharing an identity.